Hi, welcome back to Keep It Dirty, a podcast where my guests share their life living functionally and sustainably, and really the why behind their experiences navigating through our ever changing environment. My name is Lily Dowling. I am a functional health practitioner and also a corporate speaker, sharing how one can jumpstart your path to increase revenue and productivity through restorative healthcare. And today it is my pleasure to have Lily Bedell here. Lily is a fashion designer and fashion creative, and right now she is currently based in Milan. Hey Lily, how you doing?
Hi, thank you so much for having me today. Doing well. How are you?
I'm doing good. I just have seen you grow, evolve. Maybe you could give everybody a little background about what kind of catapulted you into getting into fashion and, just I'd love to hear
Yeah.
more about what you're doing.
Yeah. So I would say that fashion has always been in my blood. Ever since I was 10 years old, I told my parents that I wanted to be a fashion designer. And so I just had it kind of stuck in my head and just did everything I possibly could to continue myself on that journey. So when I was in high school, I took all of the fashion classes offered, and then I only applied to colleges with the fashion design program. And then I completed my undergraduate degree from Wisconsin in a bachelor's in fashion design and certificate in entrepreneurship. And then I graduated, and now I currently am in Milan, and I just completed my master in accessories design and management. And now I'm currently working as a junior art director for Missoni.
Wow, how cool is that? I mean, the energy and just being in the whole thick of Europe and Milan and
Yes.
fashion. Are they still pretty much ahead of the trends like years ago
Yeah,
when I was in the fashion industry? Okay.
I would say absolutely. I would say that I'm seeing new trends on the street all the time, and people are always dressed in the best way possible. It doesn't matter who you are, how old you are, how young you are. Everybody has style here. I would say definitely.
So what are the trends? Inquiring minds want to know. I'm living vicariously through you as in my 20s and 30s, loved fashion. Now I'm doing obviously health. But what are
Hmm.
you seeing? Bright colors, muted colors?
Yeah, that's a good question. I would say one of the things that I would say is that those shoes that are made out of suede? I don't know how to pronounce them so well, but the Friulin, I don't know how to say them perfectly, but they
Okay.
are all over the place right now. And I think that they're from, if I'm not mistaken, maybe an older time, but they are resurfacing now, and I'm seeing them on everyone's feet. And I was just looking into buying myself a pair yesterday. I need to find the actual name. Maybe I can find the name and give it to you, and you can put it in the notes.
Oh yeah, definitely. Because I want to know. Is it
Yeah.
like earthy or no? Not like
Yeah.
the earth shoes or the.
Wait, I have
You
oh,
could quickly Google it. No,
yes, 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 yes. I absolutely can.
you can multi. Hey, women can multitask. We're good at
Oh
that.
yeah, no problem. They're called Friulane.
Oh, how do
Friulane.
you
I don't
spell
know
that?
how to say them perfectly. That's maybe I'm embarrassing myself, but they look
No.
like they look like this.
Oh my gosh, that's back. I should have held on to them from when I was a
Exactly.
teenager.
Exactly. That's why I said I think they're from an older time, but I didn't want to be offensive in any way.
No, well, it was older. Yeah, that
But
was a
they
long time ago.
are in every store. Everyone has them in all colors. They also have them in the Mary Jane style too, with the
Yeah.
straps on the like top of the foot, all over the place. Yeah, also like this.
Oh my
People
gosh.
wearing them with jeans and like a blouse or with like, some
Yeah.
dress. People everywhere. Oh yeah,
And they were years ago really comfortable.
they are. I tried them on. But I didn't love the color. But I tried on, and it
Oh,
was
okay.
so comfortable.
So do you see them in all different colors or
Yeah,
are people more,
yeah.
oh really? So
Every
you
single
see
color: yellow, green, blue, purple, red. Super fun.
wow.
Yes.
So what about neon? I mean, neon was hot when I was a young teenager. Do you really rarely see that on the
Here in
shows.
Milan, I would say I don't see so much of that. I think the Italians have a really elegant sense of style. And in New York, when like because I'm from Long Island, so I'm from New York, and so I I have an idea of the sense of what people wear in New York City and what people wear here in Milan, and they are completely different. Here, I would say, at least for me, I like to wear, sometimes I like to wear a crop top. And I would say here, I don't see so many young people wearing crop tops. I think people are more elegant here and they wear heels a lot. And I think in New York, we wear sneakers more at every opportunity we can. And also athleisure. Lululemon does not exist here. I would say I never see anyone wear leggings or any type of athletic wear. People go to the gym in their outfit with their bag to change into so that after when they leave, they're already ready for their next event or even to go home. People only shower at the gym. They don't go out in their athleisure. But I do. I do. I don't care. I go I go in my leggings and sports bra and I return in my leggings and sports bra with no shame at all.
I love nonconformists. That's good. Maybe you'll start a new trend there with the
Exactly.
Gen
Exactly.
Zs, and I think that's really cool. But how cool is that? I mean, gone are the days when people would dress. I mean, my mother, when she was a hosiery designer and she'd get on a plane, they wore gloves. They would never wear
Mm-hmm.
pants when they would get on a flight. They looked like they were ready to go out to like a really nice dinner. I mean,
Yeah.
this chivalry that all, the men having to wear a dress coat to go out to dinner.
Right. Right.
Now, I'm assuming in Milan you see a
I
lot
would
of,
say the Italian men do dress really well.
yeah,
They do dress really well here. No one ever wears a sweatshirt. No one wears a hoodie. No one wears a zip up or sweatpants outside of the house. Actually, the other day I wore like a matching velvet, like not juicy, but something like a juicy sweatsuit. And
yeah.
someone was like, no, this is for inside the house. And I was like, no, it's cute. I'm wearing it outside the house. And they're like,
It's
no,
like,
it's inside. It's only for inside. You cook wearing this. I'm like, you cook? I'm going like to the grocery store. I'm going to go to my friend's house. I don't care.
well, I
Yeah.
know. Wow.
So
That's
interesting.
that's really,
What'd you say?
and just looking at your bio and just your background, you're so driven and motivated, and it's like
Thank you.
you were just on this trajectory. Just watching you grow and develop in college, and you've won several awards. Maybe you could share
Yeah.
with people the award that you received, and how
Yeah.
did that give you exposure to, say, landing a job or getting
Yeah. Yeah.
a job in Milan?
Yeah. So when I was at Wisconsin, I was always doing research about things I could apply for, always, just shooting my shot and trying. And so I found out that they had this competition at the University of Michigan called the Michigan Fashion Media Summit. And they had this design showcase where student designers could apply, show their work, and hopefully get the chance to be a finalist. And it was called the Steve Madden Award. So it was sponsored by the company Steve Madden and Steve Madden obviously himself. And so I was lucky enough to be a finalist, and so I was able to go there and show my senior thesis collection that I was working on at the time. And then I was really, really grateful to have actually won, and I was able to meet Steve Madden himself and go to the New York office also. And so
Wow.
I would just say at the end of all of this, I was super grateful for even having the idea of trying, because when I applied, I was sitting in my bed. I was, I was thinking of watching TV. I was thinking of going to sleep. But I said, okay, you know what? I'm going to try. I can put in a few hours for this application and you never know what's going to happen. And now I have this amazing connection there. And I had this wonderful opportunity and also this great thing to have professionally also. Yeah. And then another thing was in school here, there was a handbag design competition, and I just tried my best. I really just worked as hard as I could and tried as best as I could. And that's obviously one of the pieces of advice I can really give is just to always try your best. And so I worked as hard as I could in this handbag design competition, and I was a top 3 finalist for the possibility of production. I wasn't the winner. One of my friends was the winner, and he was rightfully so. He had a fantastic design, but I was very grateful to have been one of the
Wow.
finalists. And with that experience, there was Grazia magazine, which is one of the most famous fashion magazines in Italy. They interviewed some of us from the class. And so because of this, I was selected to have been interviewed and been in their social media and in the magazine for their, I think it was their May issue last year or their June issue. So
Wow.
all in all, it was a fantastic experience, and it wouldn't have happened if I didn't work my butt off for the handbag design competition. Yes.
That's cool because I am totally a firm believer, and I don't want to get geeky, but when it comes to quantum mechanics, it's all about what you put out there in the universe, it will in turn come back. And I
Mm-hmm.
see in you, I don't see this fear, hesitation. It's like you just go for it, because you never know how that's going to,
Yeah. And
now.
there's also plenty of times that I am rejected and I fail, and that has happened countless amount of times. And I'm really grateful to share these two instances where I have came out on top, but there have been plenty more that I have received a rejection email or a rejection call from. So that's also something
Wow.
to always keep in mind when you continue to try for these things.
So if I ask you, do you have who is your role model? Do you have several? I mean, who is it that you look up to, or is there somebody in the fashion industry like Coco Chanel, or somebody at home that really created this beautiful foundation
Mm-hmm.
of just persevering and just staying on par with what you really want to do and follow your
Yeah.
heart?
I would say, I guess I would say two people. I'd say definitely, first of all, my mother is is my biggest inspiration. Makes everything, she makes everything work. She works as hard as she can, and she does it with kindness, and she does it with perseverance and resilience and motivation, and all the while having a and giving and loving a beautiful family. And so I respect her in so many ways for being able to juggle all those parts of her life. And so that's something I admire a lot. She works so hard in everything she does. And also the same with my father. I can say the same for both of them. They both work so hard, and I'm so grateful for both of them to have given me this mindset of motivation and to work hard and just to have it naturally inside of you, not because of any other external reasons, just because it's in your blood. And I owe that to my parents. And then I would also say in the fashion industry, I would say Jennifer Hyman, the founder of Rent the Runway. I would say that she is one of my biggest role models because she had this idea and made it a really successful company that is absolutely revolutionary for the fashion industry. And that's something I find really motivating and really fascinating and inspiring because I want to do something just like that because she did something that made her, how can I say that? Like she did something revolutionary and she took all of her passions and she worked her butt off, and I admire that and I want to be like that someday too.
That's awesome because that was the next question. So the next question is, where do we see Lily Bedell in a couple of years? And it's not, I hate when people say in 5 years, where do you
Yeah,
think you're
yeah.
going to be? But I mean, in another year, like, how do you envision, or what is it that you really think you're going to do?
So this is something I've been thinking about a lot recently, and I had the idea in my head for until last year or 2 years ago that I absolutely would be a fashion designer. I would absolutely have my own brand, and it would be in dresses or handbags or shoes. And that was kind of what I had in my mind forever. And now I am thinking, and I think in the near future, I don't think I'll have a company yet, but I think maybe in 10 years, I would love to continue down this path of gaining experience and learning about the world. And so that when I feel ready enough to actually put money into an idea that hopefully is as revolutionary as Rent the Runway, that
Yeah.
I'll feel confident doing that. So I would say that in the near future now, I'm going to be continuing down the path of this creative direction because I've always been really fascinated by how the creative idea of a collection, the creative idea of a garment, and that's always what I had the most fun the most fun time doing when I was designing in college and in my master program is the ideation process. So I'm going to be continuing down the idea of art direction, and that's currently what I'm doing now, and how you can really show a company in the best way possible, because that's super important. So I'm hoping to gain these skills in the marketing and the content and the media world, and in aesthetically speaking in the digital area, and then also putting that with my inner desire to have my own fashion brand and putting those together hopefully in the future. So now I'm gaining this experience that I didn't study. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I love it. You
Okay.
just like you have this big picture. It's like you're
So I'm
this old
trying to bring it full
and just
circle, I guess.
I love it. And you're really showing your true intentions and what you're really driven to then create a niche of
Yeah.
what is driving you now, which shifts and changes. And that's
Yeah.
the beauty of being a solopreneur and doing what you're doing.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you.
And for anyone that is interested in breaking into the fashion industry, either styling or public relations, or I guess they say
Mm-hmm.
digital media, and what advice can you give somebody?
Well, I would say that there are so many different paths to take within the fashion industry. There is styling, there's design, there's PR, there's communications in general, there's marketing, there's social media. There's so many different paths to take, but I believe that you can you can also start by doing it in your own personal life. Like for me, I posted a lot on Instagram, and I worked on how I can, my personal image of my personal brand and trying to cultivate that. And then if you're interested in PR and you want to become an influencer or you want to work with influencers, you can, or if you're interested in trying to be one yourself too and seeing how that plays, so you can know both sides of the, I don't know what the word is.
Yeah, no, I love it. I wish we had all the social media that you guys have in your 20s. We never had anything like this. And it's
Yeah.
cool.
Yes, yeah, it's a world of opportunity. And yeah, it also, I would say just reach out to people. If you have someone from your school or someone from your hometown who's doing something that you want to do in the future or had some sort of experience that is interesting to you, just ask them to talk for about 15 minutes. And I think a lot of people would take 15 minutes out of their day to help out someone else and hopefully to inspire someone else. And so I think that that's something that's really easy to do and could be really rewarding as well.
Yeah. Wow. Love it. So the other question I ask all my guests are,
Mm-hmm.
do you have any hidden hobbies or talents other than fashion that maybe not many people know about? Could be needlepoint. It could be anything that you'd
Mm-hmm.
like to share with us.
Maybe I I can dance a little bit.
Very cool.
I like hip hop. I like to dance. And maybe yoga, because I used to be a gymnast in my teenage years, and I think my body has like the muscle memory, so I can still put my leg all the way up there, and so I'm very
Wow.
flexible. But
I
I don't
don't
know
have
what
any,
talents I have.
that would be a really cool like TikTok thing. Like, what,
Yeah,
like, hey, try
yeah,
this. That's
exactly.
awesome. I love it. Well, yeah, thank you for sharing that. Wow. And gosh, so you were saying that it was like when you were about 10, you kind of always was very in tune and your radar was tapped into fashion, trends. So was
Yeah.
that something that you just stayed on course and obviously look what you're doing today?
Yes, that's exactly what it was. When I was 10, I just had actually it was my it's funny, it was my best friend from camp. She said she wanted to be a fashion designer, and I said, "Wow, that sounds awesome. Me too. I want to be a fashion designer also." And
Wow.
ever since then I owe it to her, because she gave me the idea when we were 10 years old, because I had no idea what that was. I'm like, "What's a fashion designer?" And she's like, "Well, they design clothing." And I'm like, "What? That's a job? I want to be like that. I want to do that too." And now she doesn't do fashion at all, so it's quite funny. We laugh about it, but
I was
but I
just going to ask you. I was just going to say, she doing fashion? Maybe there's like a full circle where you guys
we could start a business together.
Oh my God, that's really
Right.
cute. Wow.
But that was kind of the foundation. And then when I was in high school, I did a denim jacket painting company. And then during COVID, I did tie-dye company and a mask company. And so I always had this little bit of entrepreneurial spirit within me within the fashion realm. And that's what's also sticking in me now while I continue to learn about the world and Milan and everything.
That's so exciting. I just love it. So, how has it changed you as a person from the day you stepped in on the grounds of Milan to where you are today? Are you more open-minded? Or you're just, growing and evolving as you continue?
Wow, I don't even know where to start with this question because I have changed a lot over the last year and 7 months, I believe it
Mm,
is. When I landed here, I didn't know a word of Italian and I couldn't tell my left from my right. And now I have a life here and a world and friends and my I have a life here. And so I would say I definitely have become very open minded and seeing how big the world is. The reason I came here was because I was so interested about how big the world is. And I felt like I wasn't really exposed to the world so much outside of my world. And so I wanted to learn about other people, other cultures, other languages. And even if it was going to be challenging, even if I was going to not know the language, I wanted to stick myself in a situation where I had to grow and be challenged. And so I did exactly that. And I would say I've surprised myself in the way that I've been able to make friends and I've been able to actually surprise myself in learning a language. I'm not perfect. I'm not fluent, but I can survive and it's better than what I it's better than what I knew coming here. So I would say that I've expanded my brain in a lot of ways and that's been extremely rewarding. Yes.
that's so interesting. I wish I had an opportunity after college to experience that and live somewhere just when I was young, and just grow. I think
Yeah.
the closest I ever got was when I worked at Club Med when I was 24. So I helped
Nice.
to a Lutra. So I was always like a gypsy, but I remember as a little girl, I was just very blessed to have a father who traveled and he
Hmm.
used to take us to Europe and places. And I remember feeling so special. And I don't know if they're still doing that, but they used to, there was a special store where you could have your hands fitted for gloves, leather
Yeah,
gloves. Do they
yeah.
still do that?
They have the glove stores in Florence. Yeah, they have the glove stores there, and they have like all the different sizes, and you try on the different sizes. Yeah, yeah,
Wow, that is
so
so
fun.
cool. And
Yeah,
also I'm sorry, my dogs are barking. There's
don't
somebody
worry.
barking. It's always Murphy's Law. Um,
Oh,
and also, do they also still, can you go and be fitted for shoes? So beautiful,
I personally have not done that. Maybe when I have
but they do that still.
maybe when I have the budget for that, I'll do that. But I don't know. I have to figure that out.
Yeah, I'd love to know just because my mother, she was 5'10" and size 12 shoe. So she
Mm.
went to a special place. We were in Rome and along with getting fitted for gloves, which was such a treat for me. It was my birthday and she said, let's do something special. I remember sitting there and they were measuring her feet and because it was so difficult to get larger sizes back in the 70s and 80s when I was
Interesting,
little. And
interesting. No,
yeah, so I was just curious.
I haven't done that, but in Capri, you can design your own sandals, and so they have all the soles, and you pick your size, you pick which color, which you
Very
want
cool.
to heel, and then you can design it's called the upper, the top of the shoe, and they
Yeah.
have so many options of ribbons and leathers, and you get to pick the design, and so that's the
Wow.
closest thing that I've came to.
Very cool. Very. So,
Yeah.
Lily, for everyone that's listening, our viewers, how can people check out your website, your IG,
Yes.
TikTok, whatever? What is your handle? We'd love to
I
know.
Yes, you can absolutely follow me on Instagram, Lily Bedell underscore. That's LILYBEDELL underscore. And you can follow me there. And I always post everything in for TikTok or for website updates on Instagram. So that's my main point of contact. So follow me there and stay updated.
Very cool. And you have to make me a promise down the road, once you're shifting gears or you're really integrating into what you're doing now, we'd love for you to share what
Yes,
you're
yes,
doing. So I just,
yes.
yeah,
As soon as
like
there's an update, I would love to chat again.
that, that would be awesome because I had so much fun and
Yes, thank you
TMI,
so much
but
for
you
your
know,
time.
viewers and listeners, Lily's mom and I and her aunt grew up together on Long Island before I moved away to Pennsylvania. And our families were very, very close. And it's so cool to see the next generation take the reins. Your brother Max is rocking it. I mean, it's just amazing how you're all just thriving. And it's just a beautiful thing. So again, I wanted to say thank you for taking the time out of your evening in Milan.
No, thank you so much for having me today. I really appreciate it. And thanks to people like you who give the opportunity to share stories about everyone. And so I'm really grateful for that.
Thank you. And also just remember everybody that's listening, my viewers and listeners, remember to try to ground with Mother Earth. Get out there, take your shoes off, ground in the sand, in the soil, wherever you are, and remember to keep it dirty. And also, I have this beautiful candle that smells so cool. It's very clean and it's actually eco-friendly. The artisans are from Vermont. So for a limited time, my dear friends who own Free Yourself will be offering a 25% off total purchases by entering code all caps keep it dirty at checkout. And their beautifully crafted, clean fragrances serve really as portals to self discovery, holistic growth, and overall well being. And they're also committed to green chemistry, their eco friendly practices, and giving back 10% off profits. So, again, Free Yourself offers luxury that nurtures both you and the planet. And if you want to check out Free Yourself, that was episode on 6/18/24 when I had them on. But anyway, thank you, everybody. Sending love virtually to all. Thank you, Lily. And we'll see you next time on Keep It Dirty.
Thank you.